This is 40K Today, the show with more big guns than a Castellan Knight, that hits harder than a Smash Captain, and that's quicker than a White Scars biker, in a good way.
Hello and welcome to 40K Today. This is your daily slice of 40K Heaven. We bring you all the 40K news and views from all over the world. I'm your host, John Damaris, and today on the program, how are Necrons looking in 9th edition? Sebastian joins us all the way from the Upside Down to help us play our sadistic robot friends in 9th edition. But first, we talked to the one and only Dave Taylor about his charity raffle for the Nova Open Charitable Foundation. Dave Taylor has been around for eons. Well, maybe not eons, but let's just say a really long time. And our own Tanya Gates sat down to talk about his charity raffle for a great cause, the Nova Open Charitable Foundation.
Today on the show, I am with the legendary Dave Taylor of Dave Taylor Miniatures. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So we're here today to talk about the Nova Open Charitable Foundation and an initiative that you're running to help raise some money for them.
Well, to be fair, it's not me this year. It's a whole bunch of people doing a fantastic job. So Sean Fulton, Laurie Brandt, Gary Krieger, CJ Kinder, wonderful people. Anyway. Yeah.
So you're in a supportive role then.
I am. I love to talk, so I usually end up on the podcasts.
I love it.
Yep.
So you are helping out with the raffle that's going on now.
That's correct. Yeah, there are 54 different items, ranging from a Warbringer Titan or a 200 model Ultramarine army, all the way through to sort of individual display pieces, busts. I think there is even a massive hammer, like a 3D printed hammer as well.
What?
Loads of great stuff. I'm telling you, it's awesome.
That's fantastic. So the Nova Open Charitable Foundation, it's an organization that raises money for a number of different charities. Maybe you could tell us just a little bit about what those charities are.
Okay, sure thing. There's Doctors Without Borders, who do fantastic work around the world, helping out all sorts of people who are going through tough times. Breast Cancer Research Foundation, the name's sort of, what they do is right there in the name.
Mm-hmm.
Very important. We're big supporters of the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. And the Fisher House Foundation, which helps military families. Basically, the best way to describe it is like Ronald McDonald House, but for veteran families. So if a veteran has to go into a hospital for surgery or any particular thing, their family can stay at the Fisher House nearby free of charge.
Those are all amazing initiatives. So this raffle, you're raffling off a bunch of different prizes. Who are some of the artists that are involved in this?
I think we might have mentioned it before of the interviews. There's something like 80 artists who have been involved in this year from all around the world. We have some amazing people. Roman Lepat, for example, from the Massive Voodoo blog, has been supporting us for a long time. We've got Justin McCoy from Secret Weapon Miniatures, always chips in. Nate Taylor from Charitable Studios. He's the one who worked on the Warbringer Titan. All sorts of fantastic folks from around the place. Duncan Rhodes is another one. People will be familiar with Duncan's work from Warhammer TV, and now the Duncan Rhodes Painting Academy. He's contributed for the last 4 years, I think, 4 or 5 years. But yeah, loads of wonderful people who are doing awesome work.
Wow, so people can get like actual masterpieces through this raffle.
Oh yeah, totally. When I mentioned that there are 54 different raffles going on, there are so many different options. It's amazing. Doesn't matter what you play. There's going to be something there for you. I think we've got a superhero team from Marvel Crisis Protocol, and some of those were painted by Dallas Kemp, who's the art director for Atomic Mass Games.
Wow.
Loads of cool stuff in there, definitely.
That's incredible. So anybody can enter this raffle, right? It's not just for people in continental United States.
That's correct. Yeah, anybody around the world can buy tickets. They're available online from NovaOpenFoundation.org. Just look for the look in the menu. If you're looking at it on your phone, just tap the little menu icon, or click on the 2020 raffles tab on the website, and just buy your tickets. I think you've got until this coming Saturday, the 12th, to buy your tickets. And when we say anybody around the world can buy tickets, obviously anybody can buy tickets, but we'll also send the prizes to anywhere in the world that has a valid mailing address. We've had people buy tickets from all 6 sort of regularly populated continents. I think we're still trying to get somebody to buy tickets from Antarctica, but we haven't had that yet. But we've sent prizes to Japan, to Tasmania, I think was the furthest afield. But yeah, definitely able to be sent anywhere in the world.
That's amazing. Well, you got it here, folks. Dig deep, be generous, and maybe you could get yourself a masterpiece to put on the game table. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thanks very much for having me, Tanya.
Make sure you all check it out. That raffle is for a great cause. Next up, are Necrons okay in 9th edition? We bring in a man who's won a lot of games with them in the new 40K. Today's episode of 40K Today is brought to you by Frontline Gaming. Frontline Gaming is a one-stop shop for all your Warhammer hobby needs, discounted products, American-made gaming mats and terrain, and a full line of miniatures painting service and daily hobby content. And this can all be found at frontlinegaming.org. Welcome back. We all know that there's a new Necron Codex on the horizon that will shake things up, but are they viable today just as they are? To get that answer, we talked to Sebastian from the land of backwards running toilets to talk about his successes with his beloved Necrons. All right, 40K Today fans, we are very lucky to be joined by the one and only Sebastian, all the way coming to us from Australia, of all places, who recently won a fairly large tournament with Necrons, and he seems to think that they're well positioned in the meta right now, and I want to hear all about it, and I know you do too. So, Sebastian, welcome to the show. How are you today?
I'm not too bad, thank you.
Excellent. So let's talk about Necrons. Now, why do you think Necrons are positioned to actually be pretty good in 9th edition?
So at the moment, before the Codex, because that's going to change everything, I think they play the mission extremely well. Only certain lists are going to work. Currently, infantry is in a very bad place. It just, I haven't been able to manage to get it to work. But the quantum shielding is amazing at the moment. Vehicles, good movement, shooting in combat, all works really well. And we have just enough small tricks to pretty much play against every other meta army there is at the moment.
Okay, so what's your overall strategy then in the new 9th edition missions? Because one of the things that's kind of hard is you have to get on objectives and sort of survive, and then you don't have a lot of OBSEC. So if somebody has a lot of OBSEC bodies, they can maybe cause you some trouble in the mission. Is that true?
Not so much. The upside is that most of the vehicles are fairly large bases. So even if the opponent has OBSEC, I can. There's a number of things I can do to stop them getting onto the objectives, or just kill them off the objectives if I need to as well. But like I've got a Deceiver in the list, and I'm more than happy to say sacrifice all 3 Doomsday Arcs and put them directly in front of the opponent's army for 3 turns, let them kill them, but stop them scoring for the entire game, for instance. Any number of things. Most of the time, I'll throw vehicles in and just stop the opponent's movement. I've got the one Sniper Lord, put him around the side with the Deceiver as well, and forces them to make hard choices. Do you go after the sniper that's going to take out their key support characters, and then it can potentially resurrect, or do you go after the Doomsday Arcs and might not kill one?
And those Doomsday Arcs do a lot of damage, so they can't just be ignored, particularly if you're being aggressive with them and getting their short-range guns into play too, because they're,
Yes.
I don't remember what they're called, but they're actually fairly effective, especially
the
for
Gore Slayer arrays.
Yeah, for killing those objective secured troops that I just referenced before, right?
Yes.
those Doomsday Arcs are fairly efficient at cleaning them off. Okay, cool. So what do you think? What does your list construction sort of look like, just as an overview for people at home? Like, where should they start if they want to start competing with Necrons in 9th edition?
At the moment, I'd say pick a theme and stick to it. So either go hard into quantum shielding, keep a few small tricks, or go hard into toughness 5 with invulnerable saves. So Lich Guard, Wraiths, things like that. Or if it was viable currently, then mass warriors. But you can do okay with it, but you're not going to win a tournament. But yeah, so basically pick one thing, stick to it, and that way they've got no, they'll count. They might have half their army that's going to be good against you, and the rest of it's going to be trash.
That's interesting. Yeah, and I mean, quantum shielding actually is pretty good just because of all the stupid doctrines and all the extra AP, right? That actually helps you.
Yes. Yeah. I just 4-up armor, it doesn't matter. Most things go through it anyway, so at least you get some kind of save.
Yeah, absolutely. And then do you want to just explain how quantum shielding works really quick for maybe some of our newer listeners?
Yeah, so basically quantum shielding is whenever somebody hits you and you fail your armor save or invulnerable save, any damage that they do, if you roll a dice and get underneath the damage, you ignore it.
So yeah, lots of multiple damage weapons, that kind of thing.
Yep, just ignore the damage if you roll underneath it.
That's pretty cool. Okay, well,
Very
it sounds
handy.
like Necron's in a pretty good place. Do you have any last tips and tricks for people that want to play Necrons in 9th edition?
Yeah, the main one is learn your opponent's army. That's the biggest tip.
I mean, that's just good 40K all the way around, right?
Yeah.
All right, thanks for your time.
Not a problem.
That was Sebastian with some great insight into playing Necrons in 9th edition. Okay, who's ready to get that super sweet song stuck in your head? It's time for Model of the Day.
It's the model of the day, the model of the day, the model of the day.
We get an absolutely stunning piece from Pinturando Miniatures, hopefully I said that right, on Instagram. This Space Marine Redemptor Dreadnought is stunning with deep shadows and bright highlights. The crisp paint job is chock full of details like shine effects on the gems and glow effects on the plasma. The base is a lovely take on the rivalry between the Thousand Suns and the Sons of Russ. This model has to be seen. It is unbelievable. Now, if you've got a model that you'd like to see featured on the show, go ahead and send it to us on Facebook or use our handy dandy hashtag 40K today hashtag on Instagram. As easy as that. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining us. A big thanks to our content producer, Alex Boehner, our social media ace, Tanya Gates, and our technical producer, Seamus Ronan, for all their hard work once again in putting the program together. We'll see you tomorrow. Until then, for Paul, Stephen, Seamus, and the rest of the 40K Today team, I'm John Damaris, and that's what's happening in 40K.